So what do you do when you don't have support in your homeschooling decision from your friends and family? Trust me, we've all been there. I really haven't met one mom who has made this decision and hasn't encountered some sort of pushback. And I, for one, am one that got a lot of pushback with our decision. So what do you do? Well, first of all, remind yourself as to why you made this decision in the first place and that you know what's best for your kid, okay? You're the one who knows best. So remember that. Also, consider the source. So where is it coming from and why, okay? So like for instance, maybe it's friends and family who are public school teachers, and so they just don't get it because they've been trained to teach in the classroom and they have certain expectations and standards. So they're not going to really understand why you're doing it. So consider that source, okay? Maybe it's a nosy neighbor, so just ignore them, okay? Their opinion doesn't really matter. Also, maybe it's your parent or maybe it's your in-laws who don't agree or don't support your decision to homeschool. So think about it. One, it could be that they just worry because they want the best for you and they want the best for their grandkids. And so if it's your mom, she might be worried that there's just a lot of work on your part, right? And that she's worried about you. Or maybe they are worried about the grandkids and they don't think that they're gonna get what they need. It could also be that they don't really know anything else. I mean, homeschooling, even though it's been legal for forever, it wasn't big until now. And so they may not get it, right? Because it wasn't an option. And also keep in mind that some moms or some in-laws might take your decision personally because in a way, we may not mean it, but in a way, we're choosing to do something completely different than what they did with us or with their son or their daughter. And so they might take it personal and think that it's an affront to their decision as to how they educated and how they were parents with their kids and how they brought them up. So keep in mind who the source is. Now, how do you get everyone on board? Okay, so the first way to try and get family members or people who aren't supporting your decision on board is to include them. All right. So what I mean by that is, what is your in-law good at, or what is your sister really good at? Do they have a gift or a skill, right? So like for instance, my mother-in-law would always make these comments about how awful my kid's cursive was, and it was, okay? And so one year I said, you know what, you have such beautiful handwriting. Can you maybe teach the kids cursive? Like you could come over once a week, or I could bring them over to you and you could teach them cursive. And so she did. And so while she was doing that, she started to realize just how special homeschooling was. And more importantly, just how special the time she got to spend with my kids because they were homeschooled. Okay. Another way is when they question you, just remind them as to why you're homeschooling in the first place. Okay. And just be confident in that they may not agree with you, but that's okay because they're not their mom. All right. So it's your decision. And so just very sweetly tell them why you are homeschooling and just know that you need to agree to disagree. All right. And then last but not least, just remember, be patient. Think about the long game. Okay. Whoever is a naysayer or a critic, eventually they're going to come around because they're going to see the fruits of the homeschooling. So it might happen in a couple of years, or you might have to wait until they graduate for them to actually see just how wonderful homeschooling is. So just wait it out and know that eventually they will come around because they're going to see the fruits of it. Okay. So if you have someone in your life, critics, naysayers who don't support your decision, just remember, remind yourself, you know what's best for your kid. All right. You guys have a great day.